Cover your smokers, cover your smokers, cover your smokers. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Cheers. We're here today because I didn't cover my smoker, and this has happened to me a couple times lately. The day I don't cover it, we get a torrential downpour. I need to clean my damn gutters because water just runs on about this big of a space right above my smoker. If it was right here, it'd be fine, but like because of where it's at, water just absolutely pours on it. And every time that happens, my pellets get gummed up in the hopper. They get gummed up in the line between the hopper here, the pellet box and the firebox, and I have to use an old clothes hanger to get all that gummy pellet residue out. What it looks like, and this might happen to you, and if so, maybe you can use this as a video to help you figure out how to fix your smoker if this happens to you. Once you try to get it up to temp, it just sits at one temp. After a while, it'll start smoking because of the pellets that are already in the firebox, but it won't climb, and that's because pellets aren't getting through the hopper into the firebox because it's all gummed up. So today, I'm gonna clean mine out. Maybe if this happens to you, maybe this will help you figure out how to clean yours out, or maybe you just want to laugh at my expense, which is also fine. Crack open a beer, let's hang out, let's clean this grill out a little bit. It's really wrecked from the last couple times on we had some people over a while back and I made a bunch of steak and chicken, and I usually clean it after doing something like that because that just wrecks it, like it's black all in here. And then I did chicken on it again the other day. This thing's in bad need of a cleaning. So we're gonna do that as well, and we're gonna get this thing unjammed. So since we are cleaning, the first thing I'm gonna do is just get everything out of here. I mean, yeah, my grate. I mean, I need to clean. The pan looks good, huh? I don't know what all that is. Yeah, so this sucks. Cannot be good. Okay, got a bunch of pellets in here. It's obviously gummed up down in this line. We're gonna clean that out. I got standing water. We can't have that. We can't have the bottom rusting out. You have my word that from here on out, I'm gonna have this thing covered at all times when I'm not using it. This cannot happen. We're gonna get that water out. I'm gonna vacuum the pellets out, and then we're gonna ungum that line, empty all the pellets out of the box over here, and I'll show you what I do to ungum it, and hopefully I never have to do this again. Hey y'all, so it's the next day. I just wanted to de-stress a little bit and ease your minds that everything worked out great. We're gonna make some burgers here. Take a little break from the work. Let's make some burgers outside. People have their smokers and grills fired up around the block. So let's make some burgers real quick. Just take a little break. Get you a beer. So we got some of this good homegrown beef. My in-laws got half a beef, and they always give us some ground beef. So we're gonna make us some good burgers today. Some nice fat, juicy burgers out here on the Traeger. Just enjoy a beautiful day. It ended up sprinkling a little bit more last night, but it looks like we're all clear today. Got that nice Texas perfume coming through in the background. Couldn't be Couldn't be enjoying myself more. Oh yeah. They're holding together nicely. We're getting the cooker on high back there. As always, we're gonna use a little meat church rub. Gonna hit it with the gospel. Always season well. Don't under season your meat. Unless you like it that way. Can't imagine why you would. Love making burgers. I love eating burgers. Super stress-free, which, you know, all cooking outside should be. If you're making a brisket, you might sweat over it if you've never really done it before, or if you're inexperienced, and that's okay. We've all been there, but it's nothing like a stress-free cook session. Let this sit for a minute until the cooker gets to about 400 degrees. We'll throw these babies on. Cheers. It's about time to melt some cheese on this maw. Got some good rat cheese here. Some good cheddar. I don't know no other way. Rat cheese. Kind of looks like a rat got into it. I always like to scrub this thing down while it's nice and hot. It helps me get everything off of it. Found some good brioche buns in the cabinet. Hell yeah. Had to hit it with the habanero ketchup. Oh man. Back to the show. I do have a nice vacuum here with this nice metal bucket my father-in-law gave me, so you can vacuum up, you know, hot pellets, and you're not gonna start a fire in it or anything. So I'm just gonna start by vacuuming all this out, and then we'll get the old clothes hanger out and start digging around in the line. Cheers. Oh yeah. You know what they say, if you're gonna be dumb, you better be tough. Yeah, so let's just take a second here. You'll notice this shit. It's just bullshit. Soggy bullshit. And I really hate that I wasted, you know, all of that. I'm gonna have to empty that out, because as you'll see underneath all these pellets, which look perfectly fine, it's gonna be a gummy damn mess on the bottom. Maybe I can reuse those on the top, but I really don't even want to risk it. I really just want to cut my losses and do better next time. I've never regretted keeping some old towels around. I mean, sometimes like the best we can do is just so I'm definitely gonna leave the smoker open, you know, for a few hours to let all that really dry out. I need to check that line. Sad when you leave accessories like this sitting around out of necessity. So in here, oh yeah. It actually doesn't appear to be too gummy this time. It is really fine. Let's see. It's definitely wet. Not good. You can see the fine particles in here that do, you know, really stick together when they get wet. I'm gonna empty this whole pellet box and we'll see what it looks like down below the pellets, because that's typically where it really gums up on me. Take a drink every time I say gums up on me. Jesus. Cheers. It's not even bad work, it's just frustrating. You know? I don't even hate doing the work. I like messing around with my grill, my smoker, but I hate to see it in this condition, you know? Sad. Okay, so you see the condition we're left with down here. I'm happy I got out here before it dried out too much, because this stuff, it really becomes like particle board stuck up in there, you know, if you let it dry. It just quit raining not too long ago, so I'm trying to get it while it's still damp this time. And once we get that all out, I'm gonna put some more pellets in it. We'll start the hopper again, and we'll see if what feeds out into the hot box is pellets, or if it's more of those little, you know, dusty particles that have gotten all stuck together. Because that's happening. They almost came out as a tube one time into the hot box. So hopefully it's not that bad. We'll see. Clean your gutters, folks, and cover your smokers. So I obviously can't get all of that's like back in there. Maybe if my vacuum sucked a little more I could. But that's what I'm gonna try to flush out through the line over here into the hot box. So we're gonna get that thing started, and we'll see what comes out into the hot box. Yeah, so I mean, it's not wet. It looks like it's mostly just that fine. The problem is the hot box is really heating up right now, so I'm gonna have some coals in there in a minute. Yeah, see, it's already starting to smoke. But I gotta get that line cleared. So what I'm probably gonna do is just let it clear, let it burn in there. Obviously the smoker needs to dry out down there at the bottom of the barrel. So this is nothing I feel like I have to get done super fast, and really not fast at all. I didn't have plans to cook or anything, but I might do a hot dog later to celebrate when I finish. We just got to get that line cleared out. And like I said, you saw, if you ever see your temp not getting any hotter, then it may be a good indication that you need to clean that line out. I don't know. I read on it the first time before I took it all apart, because I never want to have to take everything apart. And there are several different things that could go wrong to keep it from, you know, coming up to temp. But in my case, I knew it had just gotten rained on, so I knew what the problem probably was. You saw me stick the clothes hanger in there. That, I didn't have to do a whole lot today because, like I said, it just stopped raining, so all of that was still pretty damp. In the past, you know, like you might have to get something small because that hopper kind of goes around in a kind of a swirl, so you can't just jam anything. You can't jam a broom handle in there or anything. So a metal clothes hanger was stiff enough, but it was also small enough, you know, that I could kind of get in there pretty good. And I had to work it from both ends. I had to do the hot box down here, firebox, and then I also had to unjam it right here. So if you've never had your Traeger apart, or your smoker apart, that's how the pellets go from the pellet box over here to the firebox. It's kind of cool seeing the inner workings and how it all works. I'd rather not have to, but alas, here we are. Where's my beer? Cheers, everybody. At least we got cold beer. And since I left the lid open, obviously the barrel will never get up to you know, the high mark, 400 and whatever degrees that I set it on, because the lid's open, so it's going to keep feeding pellets through. I wouldn't want to set it on like 250 and close the lid, because then it'll quit feeding pellets at a certain point. We're getting there. So I'm gonna sit out here and drink some beer while the line clears completely. Then I'm gonna clean my rack and put some new foil in, reload it with pellets, and we'll see how she goes after that. All right, so we got her all cleaned out. Let's put the last of our pecan pellets in. Yeah, they're not Traeger brand, but I've used Pit Boss, I've used this lumberjack kind, and they all work. So I don't know, maybe there is something to be said for using actual Traeger brand pellets, but I find that these work just fine. Let's get this thing back up to temp, and we will see how she goes. So I'm just standing here with my weenie in my hand, waiting for this thing to come up to temp. The smoke at this point, I would say, is a really good sign. Okay, that was a good dog. And I find that the dog was a really good warm-up to get the grill and the smoker back on track. It does look like the rain's coming back in. I got this thing cool. So we ain't gonna let this happen again. Thing Thing's dirty. It could probably use a cleaning. This is me learning my lesson and doing better next time. Traeger does make a longer cover that goes clear to the ground. I'm sure other pellet grills do too, but I don't know. Had not have to do that bullshit again that we just did today, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Cheers, everybody. Wasn't fun, but gave us a reason to hang out. Now when the rain comes, I can just sit back and watch it through this window over here and know that my cooker's fine. Cheers, everybody. See you next time.